Google for the last decade or more just making all the rules on the internet, right? Everything is like, what's Google doing? What's the new algorithm? Here's what you have to do. Now you have to have Google My Business, and whatever new thing they launch, you got to jump and try to do. And now AI is kind of diversifying things. And so when you hear these headlines about uh, Google is lost 20% traffic, or there's 20% less traffic from November 2024 to November 2025. But part of that stat is people are searching less times because they're getting the freaking answer they want. Number one, so that out of the five things to AI proof your brand this year, number one is thinking about how people ask questions versus the old way was keywords, right? So I'm in marketing, so my keywords are, SEO services, website creation, marketing video creation, and now they need to be answering questions like, what's the best way to build a website for a software as a service firm? How do you, what kind of video platform should I use and if you ask specific questions, that's kind of how AI is getting its answers. And so SEO isn't dying. Hi, Russell, how are you? But SEO isn't dying in that it's just that it's not just a phrase anymore. Now it's like the whole context. So what we're using to attract that kind of traffic is conversational. And there's even like AI is doing context, right? So it's even like it just doesn't want to know dry cleaners near me. It wants more context about like, a wedding dress cleaners or whatever. So it gets more and more detailed. So how to execute is you really want to like, I mean, having answering questions, that's been the big thing on the internet for a while now. So Q&As are going to be important. And we're about to talk about video, talking to someone on a video about and letting them ask you the question, you answer it in context. All that is going to feed the AI answers. And how many of you guys use some AI to either get the answer to a question or research something, and then you actually click into the references? Does anybody do that? Yeah, it's like really helpful. And if I get the answer, especially think about how AI, a lot of people are accusing it of kind of being a yes man and telling you what you want to hear. Especially when I get those answers, I'm like, Mayo Clinic, something legit, a big hospital system, or is it like a health blog by someone that lifts weights a lot? So I want context. So number two is video is really ranking up in how AI researches what to tell people. And so that's making video more important than ever. I would go as far as even if you have an old video you really like, okay, and you have the title of the video is the most important thing. That's the most, and then the tags you do down here, and then the actual context is important, and then there's a description, right? But the title is the most, and of course the thumb. So I think it's even okay to like download your video that you have, delete the old one, re-upload on YouTube with there's Gib, with answering a question or just a little bit more, instead of saying best CRM system, say best CRM system for B2B software companies. So give more context and re-upload is totally worth the time. Another thing about the re-upload is YouTube's algorithm. If you just change a title and a couple of keywords, that won't catch their rhythm. You need to delete the video, re-upload. A re-upload of a video makes YouTube say, I got to re-index this and get this out there. So AI is watching the videos and trying to understand the context, spoken word, like everything is just gotten on steroids. They say if you want to do good on Google, you want EEAT, which is experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness, right? That's why people are crawling your website to make sure that it's organized well. You don't have a bunch of broken links because they want it to be trustworthy and authoritative. So that still applies to AI. So Google's over here, that's their thing they made, but it works for AI because AI is also looking for trustworthiness. It's a big, because AI knows, or the people that are running AI, chat and all those things know that if you're not getting good answers, it's people are going to sniff that out after a while. So EEAT is still important and it's a trust filter. So on your website, when you post blog, sometimes you can put like author Isaac Miranda, February 18th, 2026. Isaac is the owner and founder of and the little, you can do that, or you can just post the blog with nothing, right? You want to go ahead and put all the context of the person because that builds trustworthiness. Who the heck is this? Who said that? I mean, this is just good common sense. I think we've gotten away from it because someone else is posting the blog and you wrote it and you care about it, but they're posting it. So you need to put back in there all your bio, do the little picture, do the whole thing. And that's going to build and then just stay consistent with it. So that's a simple way to do it. Authoritative backlinks are still important. That was important before, still is. Third-party verification, an about page, a really good about. Everyone has an about page. When I look at websites a lot, because we're in the business, usually it's home and then the team and contact are the next two pages and then all the other pages. Team or about. Number four is posting authentically on human content like LinkedIn, Reddit, community platforms where it's reading conversations. So one thing is the post you're making. I know some of you people from, actually, we all connected from LinkedIn. What do you think of the engagement on your posts from this year versus like a few years ago?
I've changed it.
How have you changed it?
I probably add more. Posted more personal feeling of how I feel about a certain situation in my obviously in my realm, but
Hmm.
um, rather than kind of a advertisement of our organization-ish kind of thing.
Hmm. And so LinkedIn is frustrating, but keep doing it. Yeah, Russell?
Yeah, so the when they changed the algorithm at the beginning of just before the beginning of the year, like my impressions went to a quarter. And listened to a lot of different gurus and stuff like that. And then I just said, you know what? I'm doing a deep dive in my chat GBT. Um, I've trained my chat GBT in a very certain way. And a lot of things that you talk about, like but the biggest problem with LLMs is two things. One, it's hallucinates 30% of the time. So you have to know how to get rid of the hallucination when you're prompting. And two, it's sycophancy. It will tell you things that it believes that you want to hear, not necessarily what you need to know. You know what I mean? So you have to know whenever you're going to deal with an LLM, you need to modify it, know how to modify your LLM so you get correct information out of them that's non-biased.
Conversations is it's reading conversations. If you
Mhm.
if you got the guts to just make a Reddit account and just get in Reddit and don't be the poster, find someone that's already talking about what you want to talk about and comment on it thoughtfully. That's really a great way to do it. But it's looking at human, remember, it's a LLM, so it's training on real human conversations. That's comments.
And it has to do with access as well, because you have an open scrape on your website there's no legal problems for it to go and literally scrape the data off of your own websites. So building out your websites now means more for AI SEO than anything else right now. So a lot
That's
of things
good.
that you're talking about right now, you really need to throw into your website more than ever.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Russell. Also, back to the comments. If you have an industry specific or interest specific like group, Facebook group, LinkedIn group, get involved in those. That's a really good way to kick the algorithm, get conversations going, and then
Mhm.
they check they check it all on the back end. The next thing is future-proof yourself with platform diversification. Like LinkedIn has changed. It's okay to pick up another platform, maybe try uh, Twitter. Uh, Reddit is still a good option. Reddit is the last like real user shared platform that people really feel like people are just talking to people on Reddit. But it's important because with algorithm changes and policy updates and shifts that are happening, the old days on social platforms of you needed followers, and then when you made posts, your followers would see all your posts. Well, now it's all about the interest of the post. So people are getting brand new on YouTube with no followers yet and posting a video and getting a bunch of views because it's the right video at the right time. So now it's not about followers anymore. It's about good content. So now that makes sense of this diversification of, so if you get on Twitter, you're brand new and you have no followers yet. If you're doing good stuff that's about the right subject, it's going to do well, even though you have no followers yet. You can find, it's great to find out what people are doing, right? They're probably going to post about it. You can see where they're working nowadays. Or if I'm going to meet with someone and I can find out about their background a little bit.
Yeah.
Probably recruiters love it. I don't know. I'm not a recruiter. I don't get recruited. Here's the thing about LinkedIn that I will say. LinkedIn has the business filters for ads. And they just started that. Have you seen this boost post little option that they have for your own personal posts? So I do like that for LinkedIn because Facebook doesn't have business filters. X doesn't. Everybody else doesn't. But LinkedIn does. And they know it. But I would say establish YouTube as your video hub. Probably has been all the time. If you've gotten away from that, get back to it. Every worthwhile video you've ever made needs to be on YouTube. Think about the title. Use long tail answers that are more almost like answering a question for your headline, for your title of your video. And then the keyword tags down here do matter, but they're very, very small. And then the thumbnail is important. And then the actual content. Oh, there's also things inside of YouTube where you can make little chapters, and you can also upload a transcript, and also more makes it more searchable. AI loves chapters, and also make it shareable and clippable. So don't make it shut down where no one can like stitch with you or like do a split screen and they're commenting on. Allow that because AI loves that. I don't know if anyone will ever do it, but they want to see that. Think about how easy it is to write 10 blogs. You could do it in one prompt. Here's my 10 subjects. Write me 10 blogs, 700 words each about this. Here's my product I'm trying to sell. Here, read the web page and make it kind of playful or irreverent or serious. Go. And it cranks them out. So all of our content is really getting crowded. And it's funny too, talking both sides of my mouth here, because if you're not using AI to do a better job or to do it a little bit faster, that's foolish. But just to give it free reign is a horrible idea. All right, any parting shots?
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you
Appreciate it,
guys.
Scott.
Thank
Great hanging
you.
out.
Yeah. Bye.
All right, see you around.
TRO, Targeted Revenue Opportunities.